Hello, everybody. This is Noah and John, and we are from UrbanDigs, and it is Monday, so you're going to get your Brooklyn weekly market update. John, let's get right to it. Brooklyn supply came in at 32.42. Looks like it's ticking higher. Show me that chart.
Yeah, slowly but surely, Brooklyn supply is headed higher. That's 1.6% higher than last week. The numbers aren't huge here, Noah, but it is headed up.
Okay, a less drastic move up here than there is in Manhattan. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's move on to Brooklyn demand. Pending sales, 31.29 is the number. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, so 31.29, that is about 1.3% higher than last week. And similar to Manhattan, what we're seeing here in Brooklyn pending sales is just sort of a seesaw effect. It's really hasn't picked a direction. It's essentially going sideways here.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at the market pulse here in Brooklyn, and we're still in the 9.7 range over here, Johnny, just below 1. I figured that would have dropped lower during this little brief window of leverage that's shifting to the buy side as the seasonality kicks in, but it's not. It looks like it's pausing right around there. So I would not be surprised to see this thing start to come back in the coming days. We'll keep an eye on it. But until then, let's take a look at the weeklies. Maybe that's telling us some clues. Johnny, 277 things came on the market in Brooklyn. Show me that chart.
Yes, that's 4.5 or so % lower than last week. So, again, what we saw in supply is, yes, overall supply is ticking up, but on a weekly level, we're getting some changes here. And this is, supply since September 13th or so, since that week has been progressively lower, not by much, but just a little bit lower every week.
Yeah, that's what it feels like over there based on looking at the supply chart. We'll keep an eye on it, see if that increases as we go throughout 2021. Let's take a look at the weekly contract signed in Brooklyn. 214 things went into contract. Unbelievable. Over 200 again. It's pretty good for Brooklyn. Johnny, show me that chart.
Yeah, that is pretty good, right? We're back over 200. That's almost 19% higher than last week. And, there may have been a window in which pending sales was low compared to supply coming on. It looks like that window's closing.
Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff that if this keeps happening, you're going to see that market pulse start to go the other way. You're going to see the supply get absorbed. I mean, you can already see that there's a net deficit of inventory right now with 214 things in contract, 96 things off market. That is more than the 277 things going on. We like to track that kind of stuff, John, because it kind of means something if it happens week after week after week. That's why we do it.
Hey, it'd be really interesting. Can we go to the Brooklyn chart room and look at price per square foot by price sectors, and let's see how that breaks down.
Go back to the Brooklyn chart room.
Yep.
Go to the market pulse.
Yes.
Break it down by price sectors, and you want to see what's going on. Let's take a 1-year chart of this whole thing. And what are you looking for, Johnny?
Well, I just want to see how this breaks down by sectors. If you look at where the prices are and what the market pulse is, so that's the relationship, of course, between pending and active. And you can see here, I mean, look, there's a pretty interesting line there. Was that 1 to 2 million, 2 to 5 million? Looks like that's the breaking point right there.
Yeah, I see what's going on over here. So now, yeah. So, it's pretty clear that the 600K to 1 million sector is doing great. 1 to 2 million sector is doing very good. Even under 600,000, I guess, is doing fine, a little below the market. But once you get past that 2 to 5 million, John, I guess that's considered the Brooklyn luxury sector. You do see a steep drop off in that pulse, and it's just really a completely different kind of market. And of course, 5 to 10 and greater than 10 is well below. I mean, right. I guess you would expect the same from Manhattan. I didn't expect it to be that much in the 2 to 5 million sector. Very interesting. Now that we're back here, I'm curious, Johnny. Let's take a look at Brooklyn price per square foot. Right? I like to look at resale condo, Brooklyn price per square foot, and let's take a look at where we are. And John, when I look at this chart again, we're up. Yeah. I like to draw a line, right, just to see where we are, something like that. We're up, but we're kind of like the last 5 years or so. It's like ever since here. Yeah. It's like the market's been going sideways a little.
It's like bouncing off that top line that you just drew there, right? It's almost as if we can get past that, then there's sort of another level up.
Kind of like this, kind of like from 2011 to 2016, we had a level up from this level over here. Yeah, we discussed that with the quarterlies, and this is, I guess, in essence, the same chart. It's just on a monthly basis. But yeah, it's really interesting to see whether or not this is going to hit that support zone and go back down.
Yeah, I'd like to. Can you pull up while we're doing this? Can you pull up median price per square? Sorry, not just median sales price, and let's see how that compares, because that's a different measure. This includes
median sales price for Brooklyn. General chart, and here's what the median sales price looks like. It looks, I mean, you're at record in terms of median sales prices.
Yeah, you're a record in terms of median sales price, because that trend has just been slowly but surely going up. It may have had a couple bars where it dropped down, maybe for like a few months in a row, but generally speaking, that median sales price is just marching up.
Well, that's your townhouses, right, Johnny? I
Yeah.
mean, so like if you have all your townhouses in there, if we think of the resale condo price per square foot, we're really kind of focusing on that sector right over there to see what's going on. This is your townhouses. This whole pandemic has treated those asset classes completely differently. So yeah, those townhouses are bringing up the median sales price, but the condos, I mean, but they're doing well, the condos, John.
They're doing well, but it's, the whole point is that, when you look at Brooklyn as a whole, the variety of property types are much more broad than they are in Manhattan. Manhattan, you mainly have co-ops, and then you have condos, and then you have a handful of townhouses trading. Here in Brooklyn, it's a much larger percentage of the population. So you got to stay hyper local in any market, and especially in Brooklyn, especially you have to know your price type, your sector. It just makes a lot more sense when you're looking at, an individual versus the collective here.
Right, absolutely. And let's just end it here, Johnny. Let's look at listing discount, median listing discount from original ask. Let's first take a look at what the chart looks like. And we're going a little off script here, folks. I hope that's okay. You're going to go with the flow, but that's clear what's going on. But what's another interesting thing is, we didn't get down to those negative numbers that we saw in 2013, 14, and 15, though, John.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why we haven't seen that. I honestly know if you look at the market pulse for Brooklyn and you see that just the phenomenal recovery we've seen since 2020 into 2021, I would have really expected these to go negative in the spring, but yet here we are now.
Yeah, and it's probably a higher chance than not that this is probably bottoming now, because the market did cool a little bit over the last 6 to 8 weeks, and that is now going to probably turn the other way. So I think the pressure of this going straight down is probably exhausted at this point until the next cycle hits, which is going to be in the next 1 to 2 months.
I would agree with that.
Very interesting stuff. Thank you, Johnny Walkup, for interpreting those charts with me. I am Noah Rosenblatt. We are both from UrbanDigs. Don't forget, you guys got questions, we got answers. Please visit our forum. Other than that, this has been your Brooklyn Weekly Market Update, and we'll catch you next time.